Hi, back with the GTV. Was about to drain the fuel out of it because it's 11 years old and I thought it wouldn't be any good, but we have ran into a problem. The fuel pump doesn't appear to be working. I have sort of bodged the engine together so I can at least hear it running or get it running at least once. But he didn't want to start. Couldn't hear the fuel pump priming. So tested the fuel pump relay, which is normally one of these three here, which turned out to be that one there. It's getting a 12 volt feed and the relay's clicking in when I use the computer to test the relay. So I've had to remove the rear seats. Just get inside the car. So I've tested the connections on the back of the pump for voltage. We've got all the necessary voltage there, so it's telling me that the fuel pump's faulty. I have got another one out of a 2.5 V6, and if we turn the ignition on, you can hear the fuel pump going. So that's just sort of saying to me the fuel pump inside the car has gone faulty. So we need to get that out and see if this one will go in. How does it? It's out of a 2.5 V6. I've now got the fuel pump out. There should be a little bit of fuel left in here. Let's see how bad it is. Oh yes, bright yellow. It doesn't smell very good. It doesn't smell like petrol. It's sort of like an acrid off smell, so you can tell that fuel's going to be no good. So it doesn't surprise me that that pump inside there has stopped working. So now it's been a while since I've taken one of these pumps apart. Let's see what we can get it to do. So I just realised I've actually got another fuel pump in stock with exactly the same part number, so this one can go straight in. I have drained about 15 litres of fuel out of the tank. I'm now going to give the inside of the tank a bit of a wipe out because there's loads of crap at the bottom of it, so that's all going to get cleaned out. Put the new fuel pump in and put some fuel in, and we shall see if we can get it going. Right, now these are a very tight fit, so let's try and get it in without breaking anything. One electrical connection. You hear the fuel pump running now? Let's get some fuel in it then and we'll see if it'll get started. Okay, so I've put about 30 litres in, so let's just see where that registers on the fuel gauge. Not really. I'm going to have to take that pump out again and just have a fiddle with the level. because I may have put it in wrong or it may have come off. So let's just see if the fuel's coming out. I'd say, yeah, we've got fuel coming through now. Let's just put the ignition back on again. Yeah, we've got fuel, nice and clean. Okay, I've now put a new fuel hose on it because the other one was in quite a bad state. So now I am actually ready to start it. Oil levels checked. We have fuel coming through now. So this is literally the very first start. So it's going to take a few seconds to crank the fuel through, and then fingers crossed it will start. I do probably expect there to be a little bit of a fuel leak because I do need to get some new seals for the injectors. So yeah, we'll start it and see how it goes. And there we go, it started, but I think we got an exhaust leak on it from one of those seals that I did say. So yeah, see how it goes again. Okay, let's just jack it up and see where the exhaust leak's coming from. I expect it's coming from that front pipe where I didn't put a seal on. So yeah, hopefully we can get that sorted now. Okay, yeah, just having a look for the exhaust leak now. The exhaust seemed to be fitting okay. There was no blow from it, but I did notice. Let's try and find you a good spot. On the exhaust manifold, the seal which goes there, it had slipped out, so it was only held in on one bolt. Stupid mistake to make, but I suppose that's what happens when you try and put cars back together. So right, let's lower it down, we'll start it up again and see if it's a little bit quieter this time. Okay, right, take two with the engine start then. So yay, finally at long last, the engine lives. See, what I was concerned about is that these injector seals would leak, as they've been on and off a couple of times. We are actually really good. Just started to bleed the clutch up and it wasn't bleeding, there was just so much air coming through it. So I've got the car in the air, have a look on the floor. Now we've got a massive pile of brake fluid on the floor. It's coming from here somewhere. I'm hoping it's going to be one of the brake pipes, and yes, it definitely looks like it does. If you can see from the back left brake pipe, it's hopefully coming from there. So if I could get my helper to pump the brake pedal now. Yeah, it's coming from the front one. So, okay, Dad. So this is where 11 years of not being used is coming into effect. I'm going to need to change the brake pipe. It was the last thing I really wanted to do today because I've got other work I need to be doing. But I do need to get it off the ramp and mobile, hopefully. So the brake pipe, this front left one here, which goes to the left over the fuel tank, over the exhaust. So it's going to be this one here. Follow it down. So it's this one here I need to change. I need to undo here and undo on top of the brake compensator valve. But I do imagine that the other three will want changing as well at some point, but I just want to get it mobile at the moment, so I will just change the one. So let's get cracking and get that undone. What's the betting? This just rounds off as soon as I touch it. Oh no, it's moved at least. Oh no, yeah, it's rounding off. Let's try a smaller spanner. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is it's leaking. I'm just going to cut it down right from the top. Move that up out the way and just stick a socket on the end of it. You're going to get a lot better purchase than with a spanner. Right, with a little bit of a struggle, it's come out in one piece. I was doing it very slowly just to make sure that it didn't snap. So now we need to get the brake pipe off at the other end now. So let's go and do that. At least that one's come off a little bit easier. Now what I'm making sure I do is that I only turn the one I'm replacing, because 9 times out of 10 the ends will snap because they're not rotating as they should when they were new. Actually, I'm just going to cut that now. Okay, right, that's gone. Now let's pull this old brake pipe down. Let's get a screwdriver. Now there is a joint up here, but as the brake pipe's very old anyway, I am changing the whole thing all along the bottom of the car. Some major cobweb there, I wouldn't like to meet that spider. Okay, right, line that up with the hole and the line on it. Tighten it up. Now, we want the concaved end, so we're going to use this end, thread that in there first. And then we need another spanner. Hold on to the end, give it a good turn. There we go, nice and tight now, take it out. And fingers crossed, we have a nicely formed brake pipe. And there we go, one nicely formed end. So we need to go and thread this through now. And I bet it's not going to be easy. And then we can attach it on the one end, then get all the pipe lined up and shaped correctly, and then we can fit the other end. So what I do now is get it a couple of turns in the hole, just so I can at least then shape the pipe a little bit easier. I think that's gone in. Okay, now we need to put another joint back in here. So we need to feed it back up through the fixing points and back into them. be about to here. That's my brake pipe cutting tool on. I'm sure everybody's used one of these before. It's just a plumbing tool that you have at home. I need to make another end. Okay, we just need to now measure the end, cut it, pop a new end on and pop it together. Job's done. Ooh. Yeah, let's cut that end off and redo it again. There's a like a chip out of the end of it. Actually, that might be okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it because I think I might have pushed it in a little bit too far and it's a little bit too large. So if it doesn't seal, it doesn't seal. I'll have to undo it again. Let's just hope it's okay for now. Sorry guys, I forgot to film the next segment, which was just me bleeding the brakes. So the story as it goes so far, all the brakes have bled perfectly fine. That connection that I thought I was going to have a problem with was perfectly fine. Brakes now work perfectly fine, but I am still struggling to bleed the clutch. But I'll tell you more about that in the end of the segment. So there we go, it's been a long time coming. Finally got a running GTV. I've not had it running for long because I've only got a U-piece around the oil cooler. So I am waiting for that to come before I let it run for very long. I have now changed 4 brake pipes on it because they were leaking. And can't get the clutch to bleed up. I'm assuming the master cylinder's faulty. So I'm going to have to just try bleeding it again tomorrow with 2 of us rather than me on my own. So other than that, I'm going to order a new master cylinder for it and get that fitted. It's had a new slave fitted. Didn't see the need of fitting one, but there we go. I think I probably should have done with hindsight with the engine out. It would have been a bit easier. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.